past. I like to say joyful uprising, that your day will be filled with joy and energy and love. And in that moment, you remember those who have passed away. So we are always mourning and remembering the people that we've lost, especially today, because we're thinking about emancipation. And to be emancipated, that means we were incarcerated at some point, because emancipation means to be free. So I'd like to think of our days of freedom, remembering the past. But before I start, there is a wonderful writer who I'm constantly in remembrance of, and her name is Octavia Butler, an African-American writer, science fiction writer. And she says, all that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. And I think that's what Carnival does for us, and that's what we should do for each other. We should constantly be in the moment of change and celebration and honouring and wishing well on all people's success. So I greet you all, Joyful Uprising, and also Mr. Arthur France, or should I say Dr. Arthur France, MBE, Marcus Garvey, A Vision for Liberation. I stand before you, not in anger, but in pride, for who we are and what we can be and what we can become. The Universal Negro Improvement Association was created to give voice to the rising black spirit around the world. We do not seek hostility. We stand for self-respect, self-reliance, and justice. Wherever and whenever rights are denied, wherever injustice rules, there we take our stand. And it is that the black race across the continent that suffers the most. So we rise, 4 million strong, united for our emancipation and the redemption of Africa and our ancestral home. We represent a new way of thinking. If seeking freedom and self-rule is radical, then we are proud and radicals. If justice for others is seen as normal, then we demand the same. We want to govern ourselves and protect ourselves, represent ourselves, and be led by ourselves. Not one that uses our labour and sacrifice, but the one that makes us equal in equality and returns us back to who we are. We are not here to beg for a place. We are here to build one, not to fit into systems that were not made for us, but to create systems that reflect our worth. I'll say that again. We are not here to beg for a place. We are here to build one, not to fit into a system that was not made for us, but to create a system that reflects our worth. We've been misunderstood, misrepresented, even by our own, but our vision is not just for black people. It is for humanity. We believe in equal rights for all races, black, white, brown, and yellow, but we demand recognition, not as outsiders, but as equals. Not as outsiders, but as equals. We are no longer content to be footnoted in somebody else's story. We are here, we are authors of our own future. The time has come to unite and act and lead with purpose. Africa is our inheritance. It is our freedom. It is our duty. It is our future. and it is our future to shape it. I'm going to stop a little bit there, because there are some of us that will deny that we're Africans. We might describe ourselves as African Caribbeans, but when it comes to us, we will say, I'm not an African. And I think it's very important to acknowledge where we come from. Because whenever you take a Chinaman out of China, he's still what? You take an Indian man out of India, he's still what? You take an African out of Africa, they're what? African. Not West Indian. Yeah? Just so we know. The Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, is not focused on building churches or engaging in politics. We already have strong institutions and individuals handling those needs. Our work is bigger. We are focused on nation building, on creating a future for self-determination and collective pride for Black people globally. Our mission has often been misunderstood. It's a bit like Arthur's mission was often misunderstood. Yeah? So we have to understand what the mission is and the destiny. Even by those within our own communities. But every movement that dares to reshape the world for a better is bound to be challenged. Change always threatens the status quo. And for those who have long claimed leadership often feel exposed whenever a new version or vision arises. Still, we press forward. The UNIA believes in a greater brotherhood, one rooted in dignity and rights and for all people, while uplifting Black people as a global community. We do not stand in opposition to others. We stand for equality across all races, black, white, brown, and yellow. Human rights are not a privilege. It should be an inherent privilege for all. We are not here to divide. We are here to unite around the idea that freedom and justice is about respect. And we must reach every corner of the earth, including Africa, the Caribbean, and the Black communities around the world. This is a movement for liberation, for empowerment, for pride, and we will continue to build, not just for ourselves, but for the future generations. Not just for ourselves, but for the future generation. Over 2,000 years ago, when the world turned its back on Christ, it was a Black man from Libya, North Africa, called Simon, who lifted the cross and walked with Christ, not for recognition, but because of humanity. It was a movement of kindness, and in that same spirit, we should live on and carry. When the call came during the war, we answered, not just as Black Americans, or Black Britons, or Black French, or Italians, but as people loyal to something deeper. Our race, our roots, and our shared future. We fought with pride and sacrifice, and now we must march for something greater, the redemption of Africa, our ancestral homes. We must march not to deny the gift of a nation, but to march to create a nation that we can live in, but also to honour the rights to be free, to be self-determined, and as a whole, be human. We march with the memory of peace and the memory of hope and justice. We are here to carry history as our armour and our righteousness as our guide. The time will come again to rise, to unite, and to fight and to liberate for self, not in hatred, but in hope. We send this message to our brothers and sisters across Africa to hold the fort. We are coming, more than 4 million strong. Let us be ready, for the most glorious struggle is the one of dignity, for people, for home, for Africa, for Africans, and people abroad. So I greet you in the name of the Almighty and the ancient tone of Ashe, and we also say Ubuntu, which means, what I wish for myself, I wish for you. Thank you.
Of people of African descendants for hundreds of years. You know, you could choose your nationality, but there's one thing you cannot choose, is your race. You know, Margaret Garvey, she died in the London of a broken heart for what is done. I was very lucky and fortunate to be born in the Caribbean. I've seen the remnant of slavery. It is not a joke. And it is one thing I'm certain, as the brother Malcolm said, if you don't know, I will tell you, and in case you forgot, I will remind you, we have given our oil to the world. Everything that the world enjoys comes from Africa. 70% of the minerals that they use come from Africa. When I see 4 years old digging in the earth for minerals, mothers with the children struggling back. People are now being persecuted and prevented from being in the company of our brothers. But I'm glad I've lived to see what the Americans have done in Europe. We have seen a plane took off from the Caribbean, and we have our nation back to the motherland. The future of the Caribbean, the future of the world lies in Africa. The last 2 world wars that we fought, this country was built back with the wealth of Africa. Let me tell you, you know by everything there. You know, the names of Africa out, the people who make these West Indian kind of what it is. The only authentic carnival in Europe. 2024 was the bicentenary of the first emancipation held at Catholic Church in the English. Here, Google it, you'll find it. You'll find the service, it's a 2-hour service. They'll tell you all about it. You know what Kipling said? What shall England know if only England knows? Remember that in school? Yeah. I used to pass this building twice a day. Being a good day. You know what incredible. That's a church. Catholic church. The service there. Look, we need to pray. I do believe in God. Because I was lucky, unfortunately, to our independence. and the values was very to me. It's sad that our children are not teaching values. Very, I'm a sad person. I pray regularly. But when you see a man who looks like me in distress, right now, the world comes to first name.